wonder, and I'm just going through this in my head right now, what about the men that are being raised in those environments? So mom decides to be a single mom. She picks, in America, you could choose gender. I'm going to have boys only. How do those men fare in society? Well, take a listen to one such case.
Brothers Mackenzie and Cooper Schoenthaler were chosen by their mother, a doctor, more than 2 decades ago. She had them at 41 and 45 using the same donor.
I didn't see our parents cry, and scream and throw things, and because there weren't two parents.
How has that impacted your own relationships by not seeing tension, by not seeing people work through those same things that you spoke of?
I think that I am more conflict avoidant than other people as a result because I was raised in a household with zero conflict. Perhaps that's one of the drawbacks.
Gay. Sorry to say it. But, and by the way, I'm being 90s gay. Just not cool. It's not cool to raise men not to be men. There is an element, okay, of being a man that is attributed to aggression. Aggression is not a bad thing. Now, these new psychoanalysts will try to convince you it is, but it's not. It's natural, okay? It is a biological instinct for men to be aggressive. When I tell you that my son wakes up in the morning, grabs a sword, finds my husband, wants to fight, wants to beat him up, you see this and you go, this is phenomenal. And the reason why that is natural is because men are supposed to go out and defend. Okay, they're not supposed to be sitting in a classroom learning about their feelings and 76 genders that they can choose from. Okay, they are biologically inclined to protect and to defend. And so now what they're doing is they're removing that. And of course, like I said, that is going to be the circumstance when you have them surrounded by women, because I just think, wow, if I was raising my son alone, every time he comes at me with that little plastic sword, the first thing I say is, I don't want to fight. Come find mommy when you want to hug, when you want to be nurtured, okay? So what's happening is you have these female breeders, so to speak, who are breeding that out of men. And let me tell you something right now, there is no society that can survive without strong men.
All right, go ahead, Trev.
Yeah, Candace is funny as hell, man. Women, they have the choice to go ahead and do that if they want to. Is it going to work? Hell no, right? What I'll say is you can't deny that men are at least as important to a child's life as a mother. There's certain elements that are just going to be missing, that discipline, that structure. And that's why you have these weak men out here. One of my homeboys who served in the military, he was going over as to how they have to continuously lower the standards for people being admitted into any type of armed forces. That's problematic. When we have to go ahead and face countries that don't give a damn, we can't have that type of military, man. But it's being promoted. This soft guy era thing, masculinity has been demonized. They've attached it to words, these buzz terms, toxic masculinity, and it's just trash. It's not going to work. Hopefully, what I'm thinking is it's going to bottom out. And then it's going to have to change. But we're going to have to fail first. Unfortunately, I think we are going to fail first. It's going to have to get really bad before people say, damn, this just doesn't work. And I believe that government agencies will intervene just because of just the first reason that I spoke of. Like, if we can't defend ourselves against other people, that's going to be problematic. We can't be soft and survive. It's a necessity for survival. Like Candace Owens was saying, it's our instinct. We're supposed to be protectors. We have to have that aggression. We're designed this way for a reason. Certain things are primal, and they're trying to suppress every bit of masculinity out of us to the point where we won't even be able to protect the women who need it. They want to demonize it, but it's necessary. Like, women need us to do that. So it's going to be for your benefit. If I'm raised without the father, and I'm just a little softy, like, how the hell am I going to defend my household when it gets real? What else? I'm supposed to cower in a closet with you? That's what I'm supposed to do when somebody come through? And again, I really feel like this is a first world issue. People who really deal with real issues, when you get your passport, you jump on a plane and go somewhere else, you realize that the value of men is different. Men don't act like men do here. It's not promoted in most on the east side. It's not really promoted like that for men to be soft. Men are supposed to be aggressive, and we're not going to do well until people understand that. It's disgusting to me what's been happening to men and how they are trying to make us look when we show an ounce of masculinity. I'll leave it there for now.
All right. Go ahead, Kenny P.
After all these testimonies, I just want to cry a tear. The work that the Gooches put in is finally showing fruits of fruition. Going and beating the friggin' bees nest in all of these rooms, taking my lick. And here you see it. On the topic itself, single mothers by choice movement. Who's leading the pack that we know in our community? Ebony K. Williams. That familiar? The lady that used to say, I can't date a bus driver if he don't own the company. Then the results of all that she's put in left her with an insemination. 2 failed attempts at marriage because she wanted to be the man in the relationship or be the dominant force, and look where it got her. And look at the other women that latch on to people like her that try to normalize that bad habit. But guess what? If she was sitting on the couch with a male therapist, would that be okay? Would she be all right being under the needle for making a bad decision and creating fractured homes? The same thing that was put on Cam, same thing that was put on Nick. They had 8. One got 11, but any one creates that trend. So you're no better than us. And I'm not talking all, I'm talking some. Normalizing that, like normalize homosexuality, it's not for me to say. If you ask me, my personal, not Lapeef or anything regarding with the channel, that's not how it was meant to be. You heard Viz say it's funny times. As a young kid say, it's spooky out here. You best be able to stand or something or fall for anything.
Ain't no damn young kid talking about something using no damn spooky, man.
I don't use it. My man Black Hefner don't use it. Happy birthday.
They said it's spooky out here.
But the point still stands. When do we say no as a community? It's enough. When do we say that's enough? We're not allowed to. They don't push that barrel down the hill. Who gonna stop it? I digress.
All right, go ahead, Sweeney.
He said it's spooky out here. Oh shit. But to the topic. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even give a shit no more. I really don't. Cause how y'all gonna cook fucking Cam Newton for a week straight? And this is on the television. Syndicated TV. Single mothers by choice. Now, haven't we been arguing with a bunch of women for like the last 2 years talking about y'all out here choosing to be single mothers? And they were like, that ain't true. And yet here we are. Single mothers by choice. Ain't that some shit? But we're going to cook Cam Newton, though. Last week when I brought up Ebony K. Williams, it's different. That's totally different. Here's the problem. It's not different. I'm going to explain how. Because the main argument that everybody was making in regards to Cam Newton was there being no father in the home. That was the main argument that everybody was making. No father, no father. How can he be there for all his kids? No father. But then Ebony K. Williams can turn around and make a baby with no father in sight at all. Ain't gonna be no daddy there at all. Not even on holidays. Her and her baby. And everybody told me how different that is because she's being artificially inseminated and yada, yada, yada. I forgot which one of y'all said 2 failed marriages or 2 failed engagements. You couldn't find nobody to make it work with. So I don't care, man. Let the chips fall where they fall. Trev, what was we talking about earlier today? What did I say? How did men learn how to be leaders?
Yeah.
They learned how to be leaders and lead well because when they failed, when they failed, they were held accountable for their failures and they took L's. You got to let them take this L, y'all. Let them eat this one.
Sweetie, could I ask you this? The only thing I disagree with what you're saying is that you don't care anymore. But, for me personally, I have children. I got a dog in the fight. Even though it's not me, maybe I found who I'm going to be good with. But I got kids in this world, and I don't want them to have to deal with what we're looking at right now. So I feel like any impact that I can make personally, I accept it as my civic duty. Do you feel like you owe that to your children to put up the fight knowing you're well capable?
Only thing I can do is teach my kids. That's all I can do. Tell them what to look out for. Tell them how to navigate the world. Tell them how to navigate the situation that's in front of them. But when it comes to when you're talking about this happening on a mass scale and the people who are doing it don't give a shit because they don't care. They doing it with smile. This made national TV.
No, I get it, Sweeney.
So with that being said, all I can do is tell my kids to do what you need to do to survive in this world, do what's necessary for you, and F them.
Yeah, I dig that, but let's just take your one of your talks from a couple weeks ago, and you mentioned how the reason that some of the laws have began to change is because us, like being on panels and men's voices actually being heard. Do you think that same rhetoric should apply to what we're talking about tonight?
Well, no, when I say I don't care, I don't mean stop speaking. I don't mean stop standing on your square. What I mean is when the roosters come home, when them chickens come home to roost, I ain't got you. When shit hit the fan, I ain't got you. You made that choice. Now that don't mean we gonna stop. We not gonna stop talking. That don't mean we not gonna stop trying to get laws changed and what have you. But when them people on that side come back over here talking about some help me, look what's going on. Nah, I don't have you. I don't care. Because you made that bed, lay in it.
Hey, the chick I was talking about too, the young lady I was talking about is not Ebony K, is Joey Chavez.
Yeah, the one that had 3 different she done hit the trifecta, got an actor, a ball player, and a rapper.
Ooh. Right. Yeah, she got Bow Wow's daughter, Future's son, and a baby with Trayvon Diggs.
She have Future, Bow Wow,
what are we doing?
And Trayvon, yeah.
I don't know if you could count Future. He got it for everybody though. You know what I mean? I don't even think you could weigh that one too heavy.
Oh shit, that's damn near the worst one though.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's
he knocking everybody. The Future don't miss, man. He got the one hit a quitter.
But you know what though? This is self-correcting though. You said it earlier, Trev. That pendulum always swings the other way. This is self-correcting. Because when shit start hitting the fan, when kids see what's going on in their lives, they're gonna grow up and say, man, I don't want that shit.
Oh, bro, I don't know, man. Just even with what Candace was saying, we are currently seeing a world or at least a country full of soft people, men and women, but especially men. So the fact that they're soft and we're seeing that the accountability is being passed off, that's just going to go down to them to where they're going to do the same shit and not take accountability for it. So it's not going to be a contrast of me seeing that this is what I'm experiencing and I want something different. It's going to be, this is what I'm seeing and this is the reason why I'm seeing it. I'm gonna blame somebody else the entire time.
Well, the thing is this isn't nothing new specifically to us, and we've seen it. It has been self-correcting in our community. All these young boys talking about, I ain't trying to be like my father. I ain't trying to live in that type of household. A lot of them become better. Half of them become better fathers because their dad wasn't around because of what their mama did. So if anybody knows what this looks like after 10, 15, 20 years, is black men. We know what it looks like and we know how we responded. So they like, I don't mean like self-correcting as in it's like all of a sudden it's gonna like switch up and all of a sudden everything gonna be good in the gravy. But like when that pendulum always swings back the other way. It always swings back. The only thing you have to do is just make sure you don't fall on that sword. Don't be the one to fall on that sword. Let them eat it. And when they kids and they sons grow up, and just like we just saw it in the video, little dude was like, man, I grew up with nothing going on. I think that affected me. You think he gonna go and teach his son the same thing? Or you gonna try to teach his son something different?